It's sad what's going on here tonight. It really is. When I was a kid, my grandfather was a gunsmith. There were guns in the house all the time, but they were locked up. You didn't touch them. They were separated. There were different guns that had different purposes. You knew what safety meant. You knew your responsibilities as a gun owner. I wouldn't call myself a gun owner. 51 years ago, down in Fort Polk, Louisiana, I had my first exposure to a military weapon, dramatically different than the guns Grandpa had. We had M16. It was incredible. You could aim at a target 300 yards away and hit it. The gun was designed to use single shot, semi-automatic, automatic. What was it? It was a gun that was developed to kill people, to use in combat. There was a difference between the guns we had at home and the guns that were used in the military. These last couple of weeks, it's been awful what's going on here. To see those kids killed, to see those kids in a building for over an hour, to see those kids make phone calls to send help, to realize in the 50 years from when I first saw a military weapon to what's produced now, they're designed to kill someone. A long distance. The ammunition we use is meant to mutilate people. Those kids were shot with that kind of weapon in close proximity to the firer of the gun. The injuries they received were devastating. They were identified by DNA samples. We have a crisis in this country, in this state and in this country. We're here tonight fighting back and forth on what we should do. It's time, back and forth, collectively, we figured out what we have to do. Take the politics out of this because it's killing the kids. We all have the same responsibility to protect the people of this state. You look at those pictures. They were kids, right? They had the picture. They made the honor roll. 10 years old. Mom and Dad never got to congratulate them. They had a girl apparently there that covered herself in blood so not to be shot. We've got a weapon that's so powerful that it appears the officers that respond didn't want to try to make entry. Stop fighting. It's time to solve the problem. We've got to recognize there should be a separation in the kind of weapons that are going to be used in the military and what we can buy. We've got to recognize that people have guns are responsible, and we should identify those that aren't responsible and make sure they don't have them. Too many kids have died in this country and in this state. We don't have the right answers here tonight. And we're having a challenge, a ping-pong match, back and forth asking questions. But every one of us should ask a question. How is it that in the last two incidents, those individuals got hands on the weapons that they had? Neither one should have had those kind of weapons. We've got to figure out how to stop this. We've got to work collectively. Many on the other side of the aisle have a lot of experience in weapons, and others don't. We have to bring all of our resources together. We've got to stop this. We've got to stop this for the kids. with the seniors that we've lost, the events we had in Buffalo, the events we have in Texas. We've got to stop this. What we're doing here tonight is not right. What we need to be doing is working together. What we need to be doing is protecting the innocent kids in this state and the rest of this country. It's the last day of session. We got a lot of time to think about what's happened in this state, what's going on, a lot of ideas to kick ideas together as to what we can do. But we've got to recognize that we have an obligation to the people of this state to solve the problem. And it's not going to be easy, and it really has to be done at the national level. But this exercise proved nothing. We're a hell of a lot smarter than we think we are if we work together. And we can solve this problem, and we can save those kids, and we can make sure that a gun, a weapon that should be for combat is only used in combat. And we should make sure that we have safety controls on guns in case somebody gets hold of a gun they shouldn't. I don't know the answer, but I know what's happening tonight is not the answer. We've got to work together and save the kids. Thank you, Mr. President.